Meet me. Alright, boys, welcome back to another episode of Should You Pull? This one should be fairly straightforward, but I've gotten some messages like always for every single banner, so let's talk about it. So, right now we have Baal and Sezan, Cermia, and closer Charles on the banners. So, we'll talk about each of the heroes, we'll talk about T-Cern as well. So, Baal and Sezan, should you pull? No. You absolutely should really not pull for this hero. So, is he good at anything? He's probably best in slot for one of the expeditions, the grass expedition, because he has basically a double attack on his S1, which is very good for that expedition. But other than that, I mean, in PvP, it's pretty much completely useless. I don't think I've seen him once in the last 1,000 or probably even 2,000 matches that I've played. He's basically not usable. In PvE content, I mean, who cares, right? You can use pretty much anything for PvE content. Sure, if you want to build like a, solo expedition team, he's probably as good as you're gonna get, but why would you ever need to do that, right? With how many people are allowed to join expeditions now, if you can get like 400,000 points in a level 3 expo, you're completely fine. There's really no reason to go past that unless you have so few friends and everyone hates you that you really just need to do them all by yourself, which is a very sad situation that hopefully no one's in. And yeah, just don't pull for this hero if you know what's best for you. Cermia, should you pull? You know, like a year ago, I probably would have said yeah. Back in the day, she was just really good and a lot of fun in Guild Wars. I will say that a comp that a lot of people used back then that was pretty popular was Oxlot, Lot, Cermia, because this move did pretty much one-shot anything in the game that wasn't water, right? So what you would do is you would boost her up with Oxlots, she one-shot something, then you boost her up again with Lots, and she can refresh her S3 instantly if she killed someone, S3 again, and then suddenly in Guild Wars on your very first turn, basically, it's a 3v1 already, and then you would automatically win. And to be honest, there's probably still Guild Wars defenses that you can use this strategy on. So, and also she's just a very popular waifu. A lot of people like her artwork, and let's just watch it. Like, for those of you who have never used this hero before, just her animations are kind of cool too, right? Like, I love her S3. Just summons a huge dragon from her sword and blows someone up, and it's just satisfying because she can literally hit people for like 50,000 damage. So if you are a new player and you really don't have any super strong single target one-shot DPS, you could theoretically go for her. But keep in mind that, like, summertime Isseria is right around the corner, so unless you're swimming in bookmarks, I mean, this is not a limited hero, and summertime Isseria, as far as I understand, will be. I'm almost 100% sure. So, yeah, if you have anything less than like 1,200 bookmarks, there's absolutely no reason you should be risking missing out on summertime Isseria to get Cermia. She'll be back at some point in the future, and she's not even that popular nowadays anyway. In RTA, she's basically non-existent. I have seen a handful of people go kind of a troll build with her where you can actually make her pretty fast, like 240, 250 speed, and she could still one-shot things that aren't like Knights or Soul Weavers, or even Soul Weavers if they didn't bring any damage mitigation. So she's definitely a lot of fun, and a while back I would have recommended people pull for her, but nowadays both these heroes are pretty much duds, not really worth it. Closer Charles, you can watch my preview video for like a full take on him, but realistically, should you pull? I think if you are... What is that? That's outside. I thought that was my fire alarm. But realistically, if you are a cleaver, I think You might want to wait a few weeks to see if like people showcase him or whatever, but I think he's going to be very strong in cleave kits because there's a lot of heroes coming out that are punishing AoE openers, right? Like it's been like a theme, like with things like ML Kawazu and stuff. If you open with an AoE opener, something happens at the other team, like ML Kawazu will boost himself up and punch you in the face or something like that. And it just gets very wonky, right? Closer Charles, like cleave is about, like if you're going to be a good top cleaver, you need to be able to deal with all the counters, right? And Closer Charles is one counter. They start drafting a lot of AoE counters. How does Closer Charles work? Well, instead of opening with an AoE, it gives you the option of opening with a strong, fast, single target DPS. Like let's say an Assassin Sid is a classic option. Typically, Assassin Sid is not an opener. I mean, he's an opener, but he's not like a team opener. He doesn't do anything for your team. Now, granted, you could run him with someone with like Sache on your team, and if you actually manage to one-shot someone, then you can kind of push your team a little bit. But this is a lot more consistent because you don't even have to kill them. You just need to get them under 30%, which a decent ACID will do pretty much every time. And then he gets a massive CR push, 50% at max melee. Like he's going to get to the front even if you don't build him fast. So you can give him a lot of offensive stats. And he can open with a crap ton of damage while also giving your follow-up DPS attack buff and a huge CR push. So I think for cleavers, this hero might be kind of a game changer, right? Like, it gets around all of these AoE counter things. Like even Summertime Cermia is going to kind of counter that now, and the new Angel of Light, Angelica. So this is definitely going to be something that's going to help a lot, and I feel like for cleavers, it's almost a must pull. Like I think cleavers should really opt for this hero, but if you're really not sure, wait a couple of days. A lot of YouTubers out there are going to go crazy with trying to showcase them early and get that ad revenue. So just wait and see. But I think for cleavers, he's going to be very important. For bruiser players, again, I need to experiment, but I just don't see how this hero is going to be particularly useful for bruiser teams, because a lot of bruiser teams, don't get someone under 30% turn 1 unless you're running like G-Purge offensive. So he's probably not going to push himself. He's a thief. He's not going to be particularly tanky. I mean, you could gear him tanky, but his base stats are probably not going to allow for it if you still want him to hit hard. So I think for bruiser-specific players, he's not a particularly important hero. So depending on your play style, he's either going to be very important or not important at all. So it'll leave it up to you. If you don't have T-Cerin yet, though, T-Cerin is very strong. She's still very usable, even in the meta today. For a while, she was considered broken. So if you don't have either of these heroes, at least the ML4 is a great consolation prize if you don't end up getting this. If you do get T-Cerin, like everyone should build their T-Cerin. It's a very good counter to a lot of things out there. So anyways, I think that covers it. To summarize, skip, cleavers, yes. Bruisers, probably no. And that's my summary. So if you guys do decide to pull for any of these heroes, particularly these two, know that you're doing it against my recommendation. But I know a lot of you guys just like pull heroes for the artwork, which might make some of you pull for this. I doubt anyone will pull for this for the artwork. I wouldn't even call him a husbando. He's scary as F. But, to each their own. So anyways, thanks for watching. Good luck on your summons. Until next time. Peace out, boys.